Thank you for this comment, because the intersection of classism, racism, and colorism in Jamaica is a much needed topic. And one of the things that I learned when I started looking into the history of all this is that integral to the whole concept of Jamaica's development post-colonialism was that we not talk about it. Do you understand? It was conditioned. It was a conditioning of the people to not discuss this. All the research on race in Jamaica talk about this silent topic that everyone knows, like everyone knows that this is happening and no one talks about it. And that's why anytime the issue comes up, you will see a whole bunch of people say, this has nothing to do with racism. This is an American thing. We have classism, yes. We have colorism, yes. But there's no racism here. A bunch of people are running up and are not understanding the intersectionality that is going on. Classism, racism, and colorism are intertwined in Jamaica. One does not exist without the other. And they are all the children of white supremacy. They are all born out of white supremacist culture that was handed down to us through colonialism. It took the United States more than 150 years after independence to have its racial reckoning with the civil rights movement in the 1960s. Jamaica has not yet had its racial reckoning. We have not yet gotten to the point where the majority of the people who are being marginalized, the people who are being denied access to the resources of the country they call home, the people who every day are subjected to the ills of racism, classism, and colorism in Jamaica. We have not yet gotten to the point where these people en masse are prepared to stand up for their rights against the minority non-black elite. But I strongly believe that a racial reckoning will happen in Jamaica. It may not happen in my lifetime, but it has to happen, because only for so long will a peoples endure oppression. And I believe we're still being oppressed. And just as African Americans stood up in the 1960s and said enough is enough, I firmly believe that this day of reckoning will come to Jamaicans one day.
Hello brothers and sisters, I hope you are all doing fine. Have you ever asked yourself why the world hates black people so much? Why the world hates Caribbeans, Jamaicans so much? Why the world do not want to see Africans develop or make it in life? So let's watch this video, then have a quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
So, my day is sick with the flu, and I have people DMing me talking about, Maggie, you see what happened between Haiti and Jamaica, you see what going on? And the reason people are DMing me and asking me this is because my parents are from Haiti, I grew up in Jamaica, and my little brother is Jamaican. So, I'm definitely like in the middle right now. But all I want to say is that I noticed that you have some people on this app who, for the sake of clout and followers, they will make up some dumb challenges. Because I heard this started off of some dumb challenge that one Haitian girl started, and then other people followed or whatever. And now we have this feud between my fellow Jamaicans and my Haitian folks. And all I can say is, for those who know better, do better. Don't get caught up in this stupidness. It really makes us look dumb when 1 minute we want to be standing up and talking about colonialism and how it affects our country, or we're talking about reparations, and then in the same breath we go turn around and shit on each other. That literally makes no sense, and probably one of the reasons we never get taken seriously, because it doesn't take a lot for us to be divided. And from the video that the girl did, it was very dumb. You know yourself, goodie. All I can say is find better things for do with your time, because this was not it. This was so unnecessary. And know so the Jamaicans go answer one thing, me would want a Jamaican share me or get in an argument with a Jamaican, because when them ready, them ready. And I know my Haitians, them have them hot mouth too, but boy, it unnecessary, guys. It's so unnecessary. Like, literally, right now, two our countries have got through certain things, like economically, like all of these things that we're currently experiencing in our countries is due to the same common denominator. And if we haven't reached to a point where we can stand together, we literally not gonna have nothing solved. It's just gonna continue the same. We're going to continue shit on each other over issues that we didn't create in the first place. Mind you, we're shitting on each other over issues that was created by other people, oppressors, and by corrupt governments. And then we are proud of that. Like, that's nothing to be proud of, y'all. So anyways, for those who know better, wanna just do better, don't allow this to bring out some inner, discrimination that you might have. Don't allow it to bring that out of you because you're upset. Put your anger towards that one girl there and just let's call it a day. And goodie, if you didn't know what good for you, delete the video.
Wanna come here then. Me know say as Jamaicans, we not take nothing serious. I will love ram, so we take serious things make joke. But you know say Jamaicans is the epitome of don't make people know your business. Do not make people know your business. Why me I scroll pan looking for you page and me kiki at this whole Haitian and Jamaican beef because I did not think it was serious. I'll not tell the people in business. I tell them, wow, not for bring up the extra $20 I want to pay for the children's one way that got donated to Haiti when earthquake or hurricane did lick it. Why wouldn't have to run and go dig for the little tin food them on used to donate to the people them and the people them did need little assistance? Why did somebody go and dig up the old news clip of them finding people jumping off the banana boat, seeking refuge and helping them? And wow, now for bring up the people them dead, prime minister, president, anything what the people them did have. Oh, no, so disrespectful. Oh, no, I'm too much, you know. And then at the end of it, we don't have the audacity to tell the people them say, listen, I'm not afraid of them up here because when you eat ackee and cucumber and your grandmother pray. When you really think God will sit down and like this ugliness? Oh, no, must stop, man. On a ramp.
We went to Jamaica, and I can say that Jamaican food was disgusting.
Y'all, I just watched a video of Miss Netta saying that Jamaican food is nasty.
Yo, TikTok. Miss people I say Miss Netta said Jamaican food tastes disgusting.
And you know, we went to Jamaica, and I can say that Jamaican food was disgusting. I couldn't get with it. I couldn't get with it. You know, so even they fried chicken at their little generic KFC wasn't even good to me. But Jamaican food just gave me a whole different taste. And I can't say I did not like that. They did not. I mean, it was. And then not only that, the drinks. They don't have American liquor. They got Jamaican liquor. They didn't have American like juices. They had Jamaican juices, and you know all of that tastes totally different from our American food. And it was not what I wanted. I wanted some fried chicken and some pinto beans, and you know they wasn't gonna have no. I can't say the food wasn't good. I'm not gonna say the food was not good, but what I can say is it wasn't nothing. It wasn't something.
Good morning, sisters and brothers. Listen, let me get this straight. So Miss Netta sat on this internet and said that the Jamaican food was disgusting. That KFC won't all that. Okay, she was looking for pinto beans and all that good stuff. And the Jamaican people that got on her neck. On her neck, y'all. When I say I've been cackling all night at the work laughing at the Jamaican people getting on her. I don't even understand some of what they saying, but baby, somebody said she was an indescribable species. They let her come there and eat. Miss Nutty, you better leave. You better leave them people alone. Them the wrong people. You better apologize.
Miss Netta spell bath. Bath. Because you look like you need one. You look like you need to soak in some salt and vinegar. It's alright if you have your own opinion. And Miss Netta says she don't like Jamaican food. Alright, fine. Then, are the way how Miss Netta talk? Miss Netta talk and Miss Netta skin up her face. Miss Netta look like one of the bullfrog them who across the road and never make it cross the road. Miss Netta look like a Scotch Brite that have been used for 10-15 years non-stop. You look like somebody need to stuff you back in your mama make you born again because something not right. You look unfinished. Dirty. The audacity. After Miss Netta cancer the day go like say she want food pies with Charles. Poor Charles.
Bandolo. Hey guys, Miss Netta, when I like what you do. So, you come on the island, right? And we'll let you in as an unidentified species. Cause you don't know yawa. You don't know yawa. And we don't know yawa. Nobody don't know yawa. and you take your mouth and name the food, and you take the same thinking mouth and I go try to say food nasty. We don't like that. Again, whether you go and die girl in laser, before you go and die laser, if you are finished and verb, I'm see the girl intentionally burn you up, and you come back out favor film. You know, classic elements of them place nasty. I'm sure Jamaica never do the procedure in another setting. You come back again, and see you go at the Bahamas. Go look for your post at the Bahamas. So you never have a long blouse. You never have a blouse. You have a one tank top. And you come to Jamaica and for you go down a town go buy one wholesale bag of baggy. Cause a baggy wholesale cheap. Wholesale baggy cheap. Buy one bag of a baggy down a wholesale. Cause you have 2 extra vagina under your arm. One under the arm and one under the arm. And for you buy the baggy and put the baggy and cover up the extra vagina that we have under your arm. Yeah, walk and say food nasty. You know, read up history and study up history. You know, take initiative. You know, smart. And why when you come to Jamaica, you don't have nothing, you ever lack of something. Because the girl left from here to the combo, Jamaica's not barren, he never had no good speech. And you see what happened to him in a reach far. The one that come from Bahamas there, he never have no neck. When everybody at Olympic, the neck and neck in areas in the head and chest, kind of no neck. And you come, we don't even have a...
Brothers and sisters, there has been so much hatred on black people. And the question is, why do people hate black people? People of other colors, they hate people of color. They hate black people. And this has been happening for the longest time. And this is the time we should know the truth. Most of us who are watching this video are people who believe in religion. And if you're a Christian, you might agree with me at one point that the Bible says, truth saves man free. And the truth lowers the burden of doubt. And they say the truth to live for long. Now, brothers and sisters, black people have been racially profiled and segregated for the longest time. Black people have faced so many atrocities in this world we live in. Even in the 21st century, the same things still happen. Why do people hold so much hatred on Jamaicans, Caribbeans, Africans, and all those other people who come from South America? Now, we've known black people to be people of resilience, people who have actually shown resilience in one of the most difficult moments in the world. However much they do associate black men with illiteracy, but black people have shown much wisdom when it comes to hard times. Now, black brothers and sisters, black people are actually achieving a lot in the world we live right now. Some people thought that we are so much illiterate, or we are so much slow, and we can't learn anything, that black people are born stupid or fools in a way, that black people do not deserve the best in this world. But guess what? The black people have gone ahead to break all the barriers. In fact, they have made it in life. We see now one of the most successful generation or races is now the black man. The black man has occupied every part of this world, and they have succeeded in whatever circumstances they are. Now, let me drop you back to 300 years back or 400 years back. During the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, black people were taken from Africa as slaves for the white people. Now, these black people were majorly taken to South America and others in Europe. Now, 300 years later, these people thought maybe they're gonna use black people. Then after that, they'll kill all of them after achieving whatever they wanted. Or they will always make sure that black man is enslaved and they work for them in their plantations and in their farms as slaves. Year come, year go. Later on, after they have achieved all that, in fact, it is through the black people's labor, the Indians' labor, that Europe and the US has the success it has right now. The Industrial Revolution in Europe and in US was actually triggered by the black people. Now, back to whatever I was saying, they went ahead and tried to hide the black history. They went ahead and tried to kill black people. But God has always protected black people. Allah has always protected black people. Now see, black people still exist in Europe. They still exist in the US, South America. Long 300 years later in the 21st century, and they're actually doing well. We've seen black people, one of the greatest footballers in the world. We've seen black people making it way better in the Olympics. We've seen black people in politics. We've seen one of the greatest musicians in the US and in the world. The rappers are black people. One of the best philosophers, one of the best historians are actually black people. But these people have actually been through a very rough environment. Now, let me take you back to the Caribbean. Those who do not have a clue of whatever happened in the Caribbean and why we have many black people in the Caribbean. Now, during 1970s and 1600 and 1700, black people, after being taken from Africa, they were shipped to that part of the island. Now, they thought getting them into an island will make it easy for them not to run, to escape. Like if you are having plans to escape, it was going to be very hard for you. So the better thing, or the best thing they could do, put them on an island, and whenever they need them, they just come with a ship or a boat, take them, they go work, then come back to this island. They thought the black people won't survive this. But don't we have Caribbeans who are black people? Go to Jamaica, Dominican Republic. Now, go to Guyana, Cayman's Island, St. Kitts, Antigua, all these countries that I'm mentioning, Haiti, Cuba. I'm mentioning these countries because these countries have black people as a result of slave trade. So black people have actually managed to survive the weather, the bad and the most atrocious moments in their history. They actually survived. They were being whipped, being denied food. They went hungry for the longest time. But God, Lord, kept them safe. Allah kept them safe. And that's why, brothers and sisters, there is history that defines black people in the diaspora as the real Israelites. And a black man, the black people, are actually the people in the Bible. Now, those people, if you know something about King James Version, and most of Christians read King James Version, you should go actually and dig deep into the history of this. You are going to realize that King James wanted the Bible to be written in his own way, to be translated in his own way. That's why it's called King James Version. It's the version of him. He wanted the Bible to be translated that way. So many things were omitted that were related to black history. And black history since then has been altered. That's why now black brothers and sisters, they do not even allow us to teach ourselves about black history. And why black people I'm now talking to you right now, we've ignored our own history. Now look, in our schools we learn about Sir Columbus, a very biased historian who wrote so many things against black people. Now he discovered our lands. He discovered everything about us. Now we are learning their history. Come to my country, we learn their history. Go to Nigeria, go to any other part of Africa. We learn things about Europe and how is Europe helpful to us. We learn things about the US, Japan. How are those countries helpful to us? They are not helpful in any way. So brothers and sisters, this is the time we should embrace our own history. Let's come together, learn about our own history. Let's not be lured around learning about things that are not important. And that's why they are very much okay when we learn their history, because they know they're hiding some things and they may not want us to know. When we go dig deep into our history, we are going to find so many things that are hidden that our generation should actually know. The story of Black Jesus, for example, it's never told. And when it's coming out that Jesus was black, and indeed he came from black generation, because the Bible defines him as an olive man. His color was olive, and we only have green and black olive. So, do you expect Jesus to have been green? They have painted all those pictures. Now, go to all Catholic churches. I do not condemn Catholic churches, but go to their churches. You will see a picture of white Maria, a picture of white Jesus, white Joseph, and all those things. And we do bow down and we pray as if we are much okay with that. It's not okay. We've been lied to. This is the time we should find ourselves, find our history, and start learning about it. Let's teach our history to our own kids. We are getting lost because somewhere in our upbringing there was a mistake. Somewhere in our history there was a mistake. We are learning a very distorted history. How about we dig and write our own history? Let's dig in our own history. Let's come out with books that will help us and our generations to learn whatever happened to our grandfathers, that happened to our ancestors. Instead of learning farming in Netherlands, how is that going to help Kenya? How is that going to help Nigeria? How is that going to help Jamaica, Guyana, or the Caribbean? It's not going to help in any way. They did this so that we focus less on less important things. We focused most on less important things. And those things that matter a lot to us are left behind. This is the time, black brothers and sisters. Let's wake up from the slumber. Let's talk unity. Jamaicans, Haitians, Barbados people, all the Caribbean, Africa, South America, let's talk in one voice. All those black brothers and sisters in the diaspora in the UK, Canada, US, all these countries, let's talk one language. We've always been disunited. We are not united. We've been divided for the longest time. This is the time we should get united, speak one language actually. Let's dig deep into our history. Let's tell our children about our history, not their history, not whatever they wrote for us in the books. If you believe in Sir Columbus books, history books, then you are lost. That guy was so biased. He wrote so many things to condemn black people, and he was an agent of white supremacy. And that's why they actually advise us to learn about history with Sir Columbus books. And in our universities and in our systems, we are actually being taught about their own history in our own way. So let's unite, black brothers and sisters. That's whatever I had for today. Our unity will speak much, much, much on whatever future we want and where we are heading to. This is the time. Let's unite. They have always fought us. This is the time to retaliate. Thank you so much.